There are three main types of macronutrients: proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Today we're going to talk about carbohydrates. So there's two types of carbs. There's good carbs and bad carbs. So good carbs may also be known as whole foods or complex carbohydrates. Bad carbs are known as simple carbs or simple sugars or refined sort of carbohydrates. So there's complex and simple. Complex carbohydrates. Complex carbohydrates, there's been hundreds of studies showing that how much they improve health and lower the risk of sort of disease and things like that. So you've got examples of complex carbohydrates would be legumes, you've got fruit, vegetables, potatoes, quinoa, bulgur wheat. I'm going to create like a little list with some of the food values on it, like good carbohydrates and what their percentage is and how many calories, etc., etc. I'll create a little list separate from that, so you'll find that in your program to follow. So I wanted to talk about, obviously, complex carbohydrates are different from simple carbohydrates. That the complex ones have a lot more nutrient dense foods, so they'll be beneficial. There'll be the fiber and everything, and your body will utilize these, as opposed to simple carbohydrates, which is the complete opposite. There's no nutrients, no beneficial anything from there. Like, you think of a prime example, like, as much as we all might like it, a chocolate bar. You don't get any beneficial nutrients. It's not going to help the body in any way. It's just junk, and which is what leads us on to the next one, which is simple food. Simple carbohydrates. So simple carbohydrates are examples would be pastries, fruit juices, chocolate bars, any kind of processed. It's simple carbohydrates. It's a processed food. It's unrefined. It's had all the fiber stripped out of it. It's lacking in nutrients. It's just, it's not nutrient dense at all. There's going to be no sort of health benefits or anything from it. If you think of a pastry, pasty, or packet of crisps or chocolate bar, we all know they're junk food. These are simple carbohydrates, and these are what give carbohydrates the bad name. Well, actually, like I mentioned before with the complex carbohydrates, there is a lot of benefits you get from those. They help keep you fuller for longer, and your body will utilize them for energy, as opposed to, like we're talking about now, simple carbohydrates. There's no real benefit at all from having those, as much as they might taste very nice. There's nothing about them that's going to help benefit you at all. There's no fiber, there's no beneficial nutrients, like I said, the body is going to utilize. They're empty calories, they're wasted calories. You could easily eat a chocolate bar with 300-400 calories in it, and it was not going to benefit the body at all. It's just going to be wasted calories. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but nope, I'm not. Simple carbohydrates or processed or unrefined carbohydrates, there's lots of links with those that can cause type 2 diabetes. There's been lots of studies that have shown to link with that, and all sorts of other various health ailments that we can try to avoid by avoiding these simple carbohydrates. Okay, like I said, not all carbohydrates are created equal. There's complex and then there's simple carbohydrates. So let's try not to think of carbohydrates as the bad guys. There are good ones, so try and focus more on the complex carbohydrates, the good carbs, and as opposed to the simple carbs. Try to avoid those or limit those to as little as possible. Obviously, we're all human, want to have a little bit. I have some every now and then, but it's trying to maintain, if you think of it as the 80-20 rule, 80% of the time healthy, and then you have a little treat every now and then. But we can be strategic on that, which I'll talk about in another video. Okay, take care.